What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video where I take this metal carport style building and I turn it into a full-blown shop. If you guys didn't watch that last video, I'll post the card up in the corner. I'll link it down below in the description. But we got studs up on the walls, we got girts up, we got boxes ran for all of the electrical. Pretty much just me and my dad working on this place. I had him last weekend, so you got to see a pretty dramatic improvement on what we've gotten done. And then throughout the week, I've been chipping away trying to get as much done as possible when I'm here by myself. So in this video, hopefully we get some walls put up. My dad's gonna be coming over to give me a hand again. He's bringing some scaffolding that we're borrowing from a family friend, so that way when we gotta get up towards the top, we're not working from ladders. If you guys have been kind of staying tuned for this whole thing, I'm putting OSB. I got a pile of OSB over here. I'm gonna be putting OSB on the walls, ceiling stand blacked out. If you guys wanna watch all the stuff I got done so far, I have a playlist. I'll link that down below, and then you guys can get up to date on everything we've done so far. Yeah, he's gonna be bringing that scaffolding over. We're gonna pretty much start putting OSB up. Before I do any of that, I gotta pull the X3 out of here. I gotta get the Megcab out of here. That way we got some room to work. There is some little things that I still have to finish up. Like I gotta finish putting these girts up. I got to the point where it was kind of a pain in the butt doing it by myself. There's really nothing to hold on to, and drilling into this metal is not easy. I gotta finish running a couple wires just from outlets to boxes. I gotta put my outside light boxes up on each side of the door, and then I have outside outlet boxes that I'm gonna put on each side of the building on the exterior. There will be a carport eventually lean to on this side, so that way if I have to plug something in, say a bolt, trickle charger, something like that, I got an outlet out there. The other one will be into the backyard, so if we ever want to plug anything in over there, we'll be able to do that as well. So them are little things that I got to do. I'm probably going to knock that stuff out off camera, and then we're going to start tackling these walls. This video might jump around a little bit. When I got people here helping, essentially free labor, they're donating their time. I don't want to be pissing with the camera the whole time, so it'll probably get some B-roll shots, and then here and there every once in a while I'll kind of flip the camera on, update you guys to what we got done. But yeah, I'm gonna start pulling stuff out so we can get this started. All right, as you can see, we're finally throwing some OSB up on these walls. What we did was we pretty much started at the bottom, ran that 4x8 sheet all the way along each wall, and then started on the next row up, so we had something to kind of rest it to, and then we throw some screws in to kind of hold it in place. Definitely recommend having at least one guy helping you until you get to a certain height, and then having a couple people will definitely make it a little bit easier. Now them girts or stringers, whatever you want to call them, that we ran every 2 foot on center, probably make a lot more sense. So instead of running a normal stud going vertical, we got these things running horizontal, and then this is what the actual OSB is going to screw to hold it onto the wall. What we did for all the outlet boxes, since I already wired everything in, I have all my outlets pretty much in place, there's just not actual physical outlets to plug stuff into in them. We measured all them out, and then we used the oscillating tool, as you just seen, to cut out the actual box for it. And then we'd bring the sheet of OSB over and put it in place and then kind of screw it down. Sometimes these measurements weren't perfect, or our cut wasn't perfect. As you've seen on the first one, I kind of had to clean it up a little bit. The second one did go a little bit better. Huge shout out to my dad for helping me with pretty much this whole process. As you see here, he's kind of holding it in place as I'm putting some screws in it, and then we'd go back through and both of us would kind of fill it with screws. As for the outlet boxes and the wiring, since I did all that before I put the OSB up, like you do with pretty much building anything, I wish I would have labeled which wires were coming in and coming out, because there's a couple spots where I'd run and then I'd have to go back and try to figure out which wire ran where. So if I ever do this again, I'm definitely going to label the wires so I know where they go to, so when I go back to wire the actual switches and outlets in, it'll be a lot easier to figure out which wire ran where. As you see here, I got my buddy Ethan. He came and helped us out. We made these spacers with just 1x4s to kind of space everything out. We made some a little bit longer that go right from the floor to hold it up to exactly 2 foot on center, and then we had different spacers that we'd put on top of these ones for the next girt to hold it in place.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned it before, but the self-tappers that go through the wood into the metal to hold these girts in place, they are a pain in the ass. They will tire you out after running, you know, these things in all day long. They wear you down pretty quick. I did try pre-drilling them and then putting the self-tapper in it. It took twice as long because the drill bit even, I mean, it was hard to get through everything. So I found that just kind of muscling it, putting it in was the quickest route, but it did wear you down pretty quick. Right here I'm going through measuring the boards out to kind of frame the window in. I want to do a border around it so that way the OSB actually had something to screw down to. I did the same thing around the door, and then once paint and everything's done, I'll come back and do some trim to kind of make it look a little bit better. I definitely need to do this so that way the OSB was secured all the way around it and it wasn't kind of like flimsy right on the edge of the doors and the windows. As you can see, these self-tappers aren't the easiest thing to kind of drill through this wood and into the metal. If you had a good angle on it where you can get some weight behind it, it wasn't too bad. Where it was really tiring is when you were trying to screw something in up above your head where you couldn't get a good leverage on it. We are officially done with the walls. We got OSB ran up above the door, along the top, all the way up to the top on the back wall. Got the gable vent up there. OSB is officially done. I'm excited. That was like the biggest pain in the ass of this entire thing, was doing these walls. It's a pretty big weight off my shoulders, I guess you could say. So now the next step in all this is painting everything, which I'm not gonna do in this video. I'll save that for a completely different video. Sorry, apologize. I didn't get more footage of us actually putting the walls up, but I think I mentioned this before. When I got people over here pretty much donating their time, free labor, I don't wanna be messing around with cameras and stuff. They're here donating their time to help me get this done before it gets too cold out so that way I can get heat out here. So I was kind of just trying to knock it out. We were busting it out. I was out here another 12-hour day yesterday, but we officially got the walls completely done, and I'm pretty stoked about it. I don't know if I talked about it a whole lot. I didn't want to do drywall just because of mudding everything, taping everything off, and then going back through and sanding it. And if it's not perfect, then you gotta keep doing it until it looks good and then paint. OSB is just easier. I'm just gonna prime it and paint it, call it a day. We did do smooth side out, so I mean, you can run your hand right across this stuff. It's not like all like wood splinters and whatnot. Like, I mean, it's fairly smooth. But yeah, I mean, I just don't have enough time to do drywall. Yeah, drywall looks sick out here, but I don't have the time to do it. So OSB is the move for me. It's what I could afford, and with the time that I had available, I figured this was the easiest route. I wanna do shelving. Like I said, workbench is gonna be over there. I'm gonna have cabinets up. I wanna do some shelves and stuff. Or I would have did the steel siding on the inside, because then with washing stuff, it would have been nice because I can get it wet and just it falls right off. It's metal. It's not going to soak into it. But with that being said, I want to do cabinets and shelves and stuff pretty much around the whole building, and that'd be kind of a pain in the ass. I figured OSB was the move. It looks good. This is what I did. If you guys have something you think I should have did, if you got recommendations, definitely drop it down below in the comments. If you guys want to stay tuned and watch the process of me painting this thing, definitely subscribe, because we're going to be painting this thing next. So if you want to watch all that, make sure you stay tuned. I got the playlist for the whole barn build series listed down below. So yeah, till next time, I'm out.